What's up, everybody? Drew, aka Catching Rockets here. We're going to start off by going over Spy. This was called out live. Well, I shared the levels. This is a screenshot before the trade played out. Or wait, no, this is the wrong screenshot. Let me get to the right screenshot. Here we go. So this was posted the night before Friday, Thursday evening. So we have no idea what Spy is going to do other than, key levels that we can identify. I was looking for longs here. Didn't happen. We opened like somewhere, I don't know, around 552-ish. But then my put level is up here. A lot of key things happening here. We have single prints at the top, and we also have the second sig level. Even without the single prints, like your second sig, third sig, those are generally areas you're gonna watch for a reversal. Even our first sig, and so second sig to the downside, you can see single prints and second sig. We're looking for a bounce there. At the top, single prints and second sig, we're looking for a rejection there. If we didn't get the rejection here, then we would look for it up at the third sig, which we can barely see at the top of the screen here. Very unlikely that those levels get cracked. If you don't understand SIGs, we do cover them on videos, in our education videos. You want to learn them, you want to apply them to your charts. They're very, very deadly. So anyway, this was posted Thursday night. And then I know in Keenan's Discord, I kept telling people, wait for the put level, 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 wait for the put level. I know people didn't listen. People entered puts early. And then they were just holding their bag. And then I even heard of some people getting stopped out right before the reversal happened, which is super sad. I know in Keenan's Discord, right when we tapped the second SIG, I said, where are we now? I don't think I grabbed a screenshot of that, but and when I said where are we now, I meant this is where you get inputs. So anyway, then I shared 1035. All you had to do was patiently wait for the put level I gave you, and boom. And I also said I would close here at the June POC right at 1040. And so if we look at the chart, here's SPY. And when I talk about this, I'm not talking bad about anybody, but we literally had our sell-off right from the second SIG. Came down, tapped the June POC, and that's when I said we need to close here. And there was other people saying trim or hold to go lower. I don't remember what their target was. It doesn't really matter, but you want to catch the trade. This move is what you're looking for, especially if you're trading options. If you're trading futures or whatever, you can hold through all this for more downside. And yeah, it happened, but how much did theta destroy your contract value as you're waiting for this lower move when you got a quick move in like 10 minutes? 3 points in 10 minutes. That's the trade you're looking for. And then I also did mention in Keenan's Discord, like if you were gambling and looking for lower, the entry would be the first SIG. When we came back up and retested the first SIG, that would be where you want to get back in short. But again, I wouldn't even do that. People were asking me like, oh, what's the trade? Blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, this is where you turn off your computer and walk away. And I feel like that was a good call. Like the rest of the day was pretty choppy. Yeah, we did get some moves down, but it was a lot of chop. When you can trade this, why are you trying to trade this? That's, so that's where I'm at. And then I wanted to cover this really quickly, just because this is important. People need to understand this. When I called out that put level, somebody said, great call out. Does this mean there was a lot of sellers? There's no such thing as a lot of sellers. We have either aggressive buyers or aggressive sellers are what move the market. And so if we have more aggressive buyers, then price is going to move up. And what that means is we have buyers clicking the market order button. When people buy bid and ask, they're not moving the market. It's the people that click market that move the market. So for every seller, you have to have a buyer, and for every buyer, you have to have a seller. So there's never going to be an instance where there's more sellers or more buyers. It's either we have more aggressive buying or more aggressive selling. So either market buyers coming in really aggressively, or we have market sellers coming in really aggressively. But there's never more of one than there is of the other. That's like saying, whatever, I want to buy a pair of Jordan, the Tiffany Jordans, but nobody's selling them. I can't be like, I don't care if nobody's selling them. I want a pair. Like, just give them to me. Like, I don't care if you don't have them in stock. Just produce a pair. I want them. It doesn't work. You have to have somebody willing to sell it to you so that you can buy it, and vice versa. I don't know why I picked Tiffany Jordans, because I would never buy those or wear them, but to each their own. Let's quickly go over... we're going to go over a few trades because I haven't gone live since, I think, last Thursday. So it's been over a week. We'll just go back to the 25th and cover the trades that we had called out, and then we'll look at our new trades for Monday. And we'll also look at our levels on SPY. So, first one's going to be Apple. And also, I am taking requests today. Oh, this is going to be kind of hard to do because this was for the 25th. So this is it. We got a pretty good move to the upside. But we came just shy of our profit target and then came down, and everybody should have been stopped out. We did eventually hit our profit target, but again, everybody should have been stopped out. People that got lucky and got in on the second or third touch of the call level, like, you probably made money, but that still doesn't make it a win. At least not in my books. Everybody should have been stopped out, so this is a missed trade. And then our next one is going to be Tesla. This was for... Are these new? I think these are new levels, so we can't even really look at it. It was from 218. Actually, maybe... I wonder if I can do this. No, it's not letting me. Anyway, it was on the 25th, and we were looking for calls over 218, and our price target was 221. And so we triggered down here right at the opening candle and came up and hit our price target really quickly in under 10 minutes. So that was a win. Our next one is going to be CRM. Actually, let me move this over. I'm like trying to look past my microphone. It's not working out. CRM, again, this was for the 26th. And so right here on the 26th, and this was quick. I know a lot of people made money. We opened, came down, triggered, and then boom, came like really quickly, came up and hit our close level, close calls. And so this was a quick in and out. I knew CRM was going to make like a new, it was going to make a new higher high. But I don't like to give like these crazy moves. I mean, it happened quickly, but I'm always looking for the key levels to get in, get out, make our money, and not be stuck in a trade that's chopping sideways or whatever. But a lot of my trades, I'm closing them early just because I'm not able to do this live with you guys to really tell you where to get out of the trade based on, you know, price action and volume and what's happening. So let's start going over our trades for Monday. First one is going to be FSLR. First Solar. So, sorry, let me go to a higher time frame here. Oh, they have earnings when? I'm sure I looked at this. Okay, the 30th. So that's kind of close, but whatever. This is going to be like a quick in and out. Obviously, the contract prices are going to be inflated because of earnings on Tuesday, but you'll probably get less decay because of the increased IV. But so we'll be looking for calls over 227.65. First trim will be 228.85, and then we'll close at 229.77. This is going to be a day trade, quick in and out. We don't want to be in it for the earnings call. I guess in my head, like I know I checked this, but I feel like it's still like July 22nd or something. And I think it's the weekend is messing me up. Like, because I looked at this on July 26th, and I'm like, oh, this is 4 days away. But we're not going to be taking this trade until Monday, and that's the 29th. And then the very following day, we have this earnings call. So anyway, quick in and out. Should be a good one. And these ones, well, normally like the contracts would be cheaper for this, but because of earnings, they're probably going to be a little pricey. Next one I'm looking at is MasterCard. Dude, is anybody awake? You guys aren't talking. Like I'm offering to do, what's it called? I'm offering to do requests, and you guys normally bombard me when I do requests. Anyway, let's see. I don't know why this is turned on. It's annoying me. But I do want this turned on so you guys can see kind of what I'm looking at. For MasterCard, I'm looking for calls over 439. First trim will be 440.33. What's up, Rob? Oh, dude, I didn't know. Feel better, bro. Listening and learning, that's good. What's up, Aaron? I wanted to make sure that you guys can hear me. Like, normally you guys say hi or talk or something, and everybody's completely quiet. What's up, Andrew? Nice, okay. First trim 440.33, second trim 441.38, and we'll be closing at 442. That's pretty smart, Pedro. So that's MasterCard. This is also going to be a day trade, quick in and out. These MasterCard's contracts, I always, like, when I'm looking at stuff, I'm always thinking of the people with the smaller accounts. But it's kind of hard, but sometimes I try to find trades that will work for smaller accounts, and I thought FSLR was going to be one of them, but with the earnings the very next day, it's not going to be. And MasterCard, they're going to be more on the pricey side, like $150, $200, something like that. But this should be pretty quick in and out. Should be a banger. We should make some good money on it. And then the last one that I have for you guys is going to be Tesla. Exactly, Chadwick. Well, you can say hi as well. So Tesla, we're going to be looking for calls over 222.66. First trim 225.87. Second trim 229.46. Third trim 233. Fourth trim 236.74. And we'll be closing at 239.62. Yes, I finally did hit 4K. And actually, like, I got to thank all of you guys, because the very first live I did when I came back from the baby being born, I requested, I think we were like 20 people short of 4K. And so I asked, like, anybody that's not subscribed, if you like the channel, if you like the content, please subscribe and push us over 4K. It would make me really happy, like with the new baby and everything. And literally, you guys killed it. Within a few hours, we were over 4K, which is pretty dope. I should add, like, for people watching, like, this is never going to be a professional YouTube channel, like with a green screen. I mean, I might do a green screen, but it's never going to be like professional quality where like the audio is amazing. I mean, I do have a good mic. I'm kind of stupid. Like I have what is it? I have this Scarlett, the Focusrite Scarlett, but I'm kind of lazy. Like, well, I'm lazy in some ways and not lazy in other ways when it comes to studying and trading or whatever. And like this should improve my audio a lot, but it's been sitting in a box behind me for a couple of months. I just have it there. So anyway, it's never going to be like a professional quality YouTube channel where I'm worried about, lighting and green screens and whatever. This is really just kind of raw and about providing education, providing trades, and trying to put people on game for trading, and that's really what it's about. And I'm not like with my free time, with my spare time, I don't have time to learn how to become a professional YouTuber. And really, I'm just not worried about it. Like, if you don't like information being delivered to you like in a raw format, then this just is not the channel for you. If you're looking for like killer trades and knowledge and killer education, this is the place for you. And if you're looking for that, with somebody that's not trying to scam you and make money off of you, and is not like trying to sell you a Discord or whatever, this is the place for you. And then I always feel weird when I say that, because there is a Discord kind of attached to this YouTube, and it's my mentor's Discord. It's not mine. And it is a little bit pricey. But with that said, like, you're learning from a market maker, and the reason that it's pricey is he doesn't need to teach anybody. Just his job alone, he makes more than enough money to live very, 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 very comfortably. But he's also a killer trader. He's a market maker. He chooses to take his time and educate people. Like, he mentored me for free. I got very, very lucky. Like, the story of how I met him and how everything kind of came about, and him mentoring me for free, like, he changed my life. And then what's crazy is, like, if you talk to him, he'll be like, dude, Rockets is like my brother. And I'm like, dude, I owe you everything. Like, I don't even have words for it. So there is kind of a Discord associated with this YouTube channel, but it's not for me. It's for my mentor's Discord. And if you're looking to learn, and then there's people that are in the chat right now that can speak on this. There's people, if you're looking to learn, it's the place to be. But again, I'm not trying to sell you anything. So, all right. I see a ton of requests are coming in. I do want to share something really quick before I start going into requests. So the plan was for me to do requests sooner. And then just life with the baby and everything else, it's been very difficult finding free time to do much of anything. And so it ended up falling onto this weekend where I finally have time to do requests and actually do a video. I mean, realistically, I just haven't even had time to go live and do a video with you guys. I've just been posting my levels and posting the trades that I'm looking for because I've just really been kind of overwhelmed with the new baby and just trying to get in the groove of things. I feel like, between me and my wife, it's just insanity. Like, she'll be, shoot, how do I get to this? No. Like, she's pumping and feeding, and I'm washing bottles and sterilizing the pumping equipment. And, I mean, honestly, she's doing way more work than I am. But it's just, I feel like I'm just chasing my tail. Doing laundry, whatever, feeding the baby, burping the baby, blah, 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 blah. I just feel like it's a nonstop 24-hour job that requires two people at the same time. So it's pretty crazy. Sorry. I'm trying to find... this. There we go. I found it. I'm kind of disappointed. What's going on? Why can't I chat in my own whatever? I need to be a subscriber to chat. So this is really important to me. A very good friend of mine's father-in-law passed away, and she's literally like a sister to me. And her husband's a good man. He's a good person. If you guys could, like, we have enough followers, we have enough subscribers that if everybody just gave like $1, $5, $10, we would absolutely blow up this GoFundMe and help them out. They really can't afford their funeral expenses, which I'm sure is extremely stressful in an already very stressful time. I know everybody's got, their difficulties and whatever, and I'm not trying to take away from that, but this is somebody that's very close and dear to my heart, and that's a very good person that I love dearly. And so if you guys could blow up that GoFundMe, seriously, I mean, first thing I'm going to say is if you can't afford to, please do not give anything. And if that's the case, if you're a religious person, please just say a prayer for their family. And that would mean so much to me in itself. If you can't afford it, even if it's just $1, $5, $10, it doesn't have to be some huge donation. But like I said, we generally have like 800 people watch every video. If 800 of us give $5 to $10, like, we would absolutely just like bless these people so massively. And I think for the average person watching, $5 to $10 probably isn't going to change your life at all. But again, I know I do have some viewers that, struggle financially. If that's you, I really, really, really do not want you to donate. I would prefer that you just say a prayer for them. Honestly, like, I don't want, anybody to like skip a meal or anything. But if you're well-to-do and, you're not struggling financially and you can give $5, $10, whatever, if we do it in mass, it would absolutely blow it up and help them out a lot. And I would be very appreciative. And, with that, all of that said, like, I don't ask, I don't ask for much, but I feel like lately we have been asking a little bit, like with the video card, and now with my friend's father-in-law passing away. But this is going to be like a rarity in the channel. I'm not going to be asking you guys for money or anything. I do this out of the kindness of my heart. And like I've always said, as long as there's interest in these videos, like you guys are liking the videos, hitting the like button, as long as you guys are chatting and talking and showing that you're interested, then I'll keep doing them. As long as the viewership is there, I'll keep doing them. If any of those things go away, then I'll just stop. Like, if there's no interest, I'm not going to do it. I don't trade options. I just share the trades to help you guys out. So this is really just me giving my time and not asking for anything in return. Flexify, that's awesome, dude. That volume profile book is absolutely dope. Like, you're gonna learn so much in such a short period of time. It's kind of probably gonna blow your mind. The key is, I see a lot of people that like listen to me and they buy the 3 books that I suggest and they read them, and then they think they understand it and they go off and start trading on their own. I'm not going to name people, but I see people posting levels and they're wrong. And they don't understand that their levels are wrong. And they'll be like, oh, SPY's previous day value or high is this. And I'm like, you're completely off. And so they have these funky levels. So really the key is after you read the 3 books, DM me and I'll do a free one-on-one with you. And then I can explain all of those things, like the time frames and how to find the correct levels, trades that you want to watch for, and things like that. So make sure you DM me, and free one-on-one. I've mentioned this before. I could easily charge, $600 to $1,000 for the one-on-ones. But I'm not that kind of person. I'm really about like helping people out, giving back. Karma. Um, yeah, here. There you go. Um, so there's all that. Now I've got to try to keep up with the chat. We're very far behind. Sorry. Aaron, as far as like everything that you named, like IWM, I look at every day. If I don't see a setup, I'm not going to cover it. RTY, I haven't looked at. XOM, I look at every day as well. NQ, I look at every day, but I really leave that up to Shorty, like when he does his market updates for ES and NQ. QQQ I look at every day, but I don't deep dive it like I do for SPY. So if you're requesting one of those, let me know. But I've already looked at IWM, XOM, and QQQ, and I don't see like an amazing trade setup or whatever. SQQ calls, that's the inverse, right? Or is this just leveraged? Thank you, the Fort Garcia. Appreciate it. Actually, before I get into requests, let me just read through everything so I can kind of answer questions, because I don't want my chat like scrolled up. And then hopefully Rob, even though he's sick, has the requests saved for me. Apple a day keeps the doctor away, so Apple request. That's funny. 3M, I think, is a sell where we're at, but I'll look at it. Sorry, I'm still reading through the chat. Okay, can I explain trims? Yes. Let's just look at like one of our trades. Tesla, we'll do Tesla. So whenever you're trading, you want to have your levels. And from your levels, you want to be able to figure out your entry, your stop loss, and your take profit. And all of those things you're going to do by at least one risk to reward. So if my ultimate profit target is 239.62, then, wow, that worked out perfectly. I'm able to risk $1 for every dollar that I'm making. So based on that, my ratio here where it says 2 means I'm making $2 for every dollar that I'm risking if my stop loss is right here at 214.19-ish. And my take profit is right there at 239.64. It's a little bit below, but this thing can be a little finicky. There we go. So then what happens is when price comes up from our entry to our first trim level, we then would move, basically our entry becomes our first trim, and our stop loss becomes our original entry price, which is here. So we would close, let's just say you took, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You took 5 contracts on Tesla. Right now at your first trim level, you would close 1 contract, and you would still have 4 remaining contracts, and your stop loss becomes break even. So that way you've locked in profits, and if price happens to reject and go down, then you'll get stopped out at your entry price, and you're not going to be losing any money, but you did lock in some profits. And then once price goes from our first trim to our second trim, then same thing, you're going to move. Basically, you don't move your entry, but I can't move my stop loss up without moving the entry up. So then at that point, my stop loss becomes my first trim level. So that way, I close a second contract here. I have 3 remaining contracts. And if price comes down, I'm still locking in profit at my first trim level. And then if we make it to our third trim, like this, then we move our stop loss up to here. Same thing, we're going to close a contract there. If price comes down, we get stopped out, still in profit on the remaining contracts. And then next, price goes up to here. We would move our stop loss up to our third trim. And then when price goes from here to here, we close the entire position and we're done. And so that's how trim levels work. It's just a way of moving your stop loss in a way that's supportive of actually trading. What actually ends up happening a lot of times is people don't respect their levels. So let's just say this is their entry, this is their take profit, and their stop loss is here. What ends up happening is a lot of people, when price, let's just say, they take their entry, price comes up a little bit, and then it comes down, and boom, they get stopped out. A lot of people will, as we approach our stop loss, they'll actually move it lower. And they're just like praying for a reversal, right? And now we're not getting two reward for our one risk. And so now you have to be a better trader, or a more accurate trader, I guess. I don't know that a better trader is a thing. Like, you're going to take losses as a trader. It's inevitable. And so as a trader, you want to skew odds in your favor. So if you risk $1 to make 2 and you're only 50% correct, you're still a profitable trader. But if you keep moving your stop loss down, now, like as I get to like 1-to-1, now if I'm 50% right, I'm break even. But I'm going to be paying taxes on my wins, because you can only write off so much. So I'm actually going to be in the negative because the wins that I got, I have to pay taxes on, and I can only claim so much of my losses. And so people have a really bad habit of moving their stop loss away, but never are we going like in the inverse direction, which is as price is moving up, we're like, oh, let me move my take profit away. No, we don't do that. What we do, or I should say what retail traders do, what bad traders do, or people that don't have discipline, is they've established their trade, or you should. Every single trade you take, you should be targeting at least one risk to reward. And if that setup is not there, if you're not able to double your money on every trade, then you don't take the trade. And then what a lot of people will do is when the trade starts going in their favor, so like we get a little move up, we pull back, move back up, is they then start moving their stop loss up. And then what happens is price comes down, hits their stop loss, and then it goes up and hits their profit target. This is not how you trade. This is how you just end up losing money, because every single time you get stopped out early, every single time you're in a trade, you're 100% hitting your stop loss if price goes against you. But every time that you're in a trade, you're never making it to your take profit level because you keep moving your stop loss up early. So as what I would say is like a semi-pro or pro trader, when you take your entry, you want to have your defined levels, like this is where my profit target is. My stop loss, whatever. It doesn't even need to be perfect because we're just doing a demonstration. And then we have key levels where we start moving our stop loss. And that's to lock in our profits and so that we're not taking L's, right? So if we have a level where we know this is our first trim level, then at that point, our plan when we entered the trade was to do this. And as long as you're following your plan in a trade, it's perfectly fine. So when I say that, a lot of traders, let me just like draw a fake scenario, okay? Let's say I think price might come to here on Tesla. Like price is coming down, and I'm looking to get in calls here. But I think price might come to here. So me, as I think what most people would call like a semi-professional trader, I put this as my entry on Tesla, right? I hop in calls. But I have a feeling that price might come down to here. Or I shouldn't say a feeling because it's not a feeling. I have a key level here, and I have a key level here. And I don't want to completely miss the trade if this happens. But if it does come down to here, I also don't want to miss this level. And so what you do, or what I do, and what professional traders do, what semi-professional traders do, is if I was planning on taking, let's say, let me grab a drawing tool. If my plan was to take 10 contracts of Tesla, instead of taking 10 here, I would take 5. And then when price comes to here, I would grab my full position of another 5. SOS. So this is a planned trade where I don't want to miss the move if it happens to happen here, knowing that there's a chance price comes to here. So I take half of my position. I take 5 contracts and boom, I make money. I'm happy, right? And if price comes down to here, I add on my other 5, which was the full position I was planning on taking to begin with. And my stop loss doesn't change. It's still here. And my take profit is still here. It's just that I had a plan that I'm going to take a half position at this level. And if it happens to come down to that next key level, I'm going to add the other half of my position. And I'm going to trade it that way. And this is planned. Whereas you'll hear a lot of people say, don't average down, blah, 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 blah. And that's 100% true. If my plan, let me erase some of this, sorry, was to take 10 contracts here, and I didn't have a plan to enter here, I don't add another 10 when price comes down to here. That wasn't my plan. So whatever your plan is, when you go to enter a trade, you follow. If your plan is to take a half position at one key level, knowing that price might come to that next key level and add your full position there, then trade that plan. And if your stop loss is here, you don't move it lower, you get stopped out here. If your take profit is here, your first trim level, you don't move your stop loss up as price is moving up and then get stopped out. You either hit your first trim or you hit your stop loss. Nothing in between. This is difficult for people. If you haven't, you need to read the book Trading in the Zone. It'll talk on this more. The more that you're moving your stop loss before a key level is hit, the more likely you are to fail in this game. So this is how you trim. This is how you move your stop loss correctly. You don't just haphazardly move it because price went up. You're moving it at key levels. And then you want to learn how to identify those key levels on the chart so you know where to move your stop loss and whatever. And again, this is all part of the plan in this particular trade. So you always want to follow that plan to a T, and that's how you trade. You have a plan when you enter the trade, and you follow it. Either your stop loss or your take profit gets hit. If you're using trim levels, you move your stop loss up to break even once you hit your first trim and you close one contract. When your second trim gets hit, you move it up to your stop loss up to your first trim level and close a second position when you get to your second trim level, and so on and so forth. Okay? So that is that. Hopefully that all made sense. I'm going to get all of this off of my chart. You need to go as well. Oops. Sorry, let me keep going through the chat. Thank you, Timothy. Appreciate that. Thank you, Flexify, for the donation. Aaron, thank you. I'm sure it did go through. Good afternoon, Scott Dog. Timothy, thank you. What are you talking about, Scott Dog? I have a lot of people that DM me. I'm not gonna like put anybody on blast, but somebody just DM'd me the other day, and I think the hardest thing is like people will DM me like this. Oops. Where? And I'm like, I don't know what any of this means, right? So like when I give you guys charts, we have like clear levels. If it's something, you know, like where I've gone deeper on it, like SPY. Sorry, let me just pull this up really quick. Like I actually have labels like watch for puts, close calls, possible put level, trim, take trim or take calls, watch for calls here. Like I've broken everything down for you. And then somebody sends me this screenshot and I'm like, sure. But so, yeah, somebody did send me a screenshot that looked kind of similar to this yesterday. And I was like, it wasn't this aggressive, but it was like this. And I was like, is that a 2-point, what's it called? Support level on SPY? And I was like, if so, keep reading the books. And they just like wrote back with a face palm. And I was like, okay, kind of figured. Read the books. You want your levels to be, and when I show you guys this, you might say like, oh, I had a big range for puts on SPY, and I didn't. People that were live in Keen and Grace Discord, the calls and puts chat, literally right when we tapped the second SIG, I said, where are we right now? And that's because I knew if we're going to get a reversal, it's most likely at this level. Yeah, I have a range that's like 1 point, the single prints, but this isn't some range I made up. This is a factual level where we had single prints on SPY. But my actual put entry, if I was trading this, is either going to be the single prints here, the 546.73, or the 547.17. And I would just basically be watching, I probably would have got in here if I was watching live. I happened to look at SPY like literally right as this big old green candle came in. And I said in the chat, where are we right now? Meaning this is where you take puts. So anyway, your levels should be, you want levels like this previous day value area high where we came up, right? Retested it. This is your long entry here. And then you go. I want to move this chart, but I can't. But yeah, you're looking for levels like that where it's like they're getting tapped to a T. You don't want like a $2 range on SPY. It's too much. Timothy, the baby's doing great. Thank you. People might not believe me, and I haven't taken care of a baby in 25 years. So maybe I forgot, but my pediatrician told us to do what she calls belly time with the baby. So like put her on her stomach, like on a flat surface with her arms like under her chest, and let her just kind of wiggle around a little bit. And she's a week old yesterday. She's already picking up her head. And today she literally rolled over. And I don't feel like that's normal. I don't even understand how she did it. And I was actually frustrated in the moment because, like, I was telling my wife, babe, come here, look, come here, look, come here, look. Because she was, like, moving around so much, I couldn't even believe it. And then she rolled out of the blue, and my wife didn't make it over there in time. And I was like, are you serious? Like, nobody's going to believe that this just happened. But, yeah, she's doing very good. All right. Aaron, like, that's dope, but leveraged is pretty sketchy, bro. Trent, that's dope, bro. Thank you for the donation for my friend. I really appreciate that. And helping somebody out, like at breakfast and stuff like that, is really cool. I do that every once in a while. Like, I'll see somebody in the grocery store, like, counting pennies or whatever, and I'm like, here, I got you. And I swipe my card, before they can even say anything. Always good to give back to people like that. No problem, Scott Dog. No worry, William. Yep, Scott Dog, you got to trust your levels. I mean, that's literally so. People focus so much on really, I mean, I don't want to say they're silly things in trading, but people focus on the wrong things. When you're trading, you want to focus on trusting your levels. That's super important. And you don't want to be haphazardly moving your stop losses. You're going to get kicked out of trades a lot. And then one of the things that's really important to focus on as a trader, and it's also very hard to do, is being a good loser. Once you get good at losing, like, you'll start getting better at trading. Because a lot of people, like, they'll take a loss, and I'll just give an example really quick. Like, let me say I went long here, or I took calls, and I'm so determined, like, that Tesla's going here, right? But price goes bloop, and now I'm out of my trade. And I'm like, but I swear, I know it's coming here. So then as soon as I get kicked out of that trade, without, like, a level, I enter back in, right? And then price goes bloop, and I get kicked out again. And I'm like, crap, but I know it's going up there. So then I enter in calls again here. And, and I just keep getting stopped out. And all I'm doing is FOMOing. Because I don't have levels down here that are saying take calls, but I'm still just trying to hop in, looking for that trade to play out, even though it's obvious that, like, Tesla's having a massive sell-off day, and I'm trying to, like, fight it and go the opposite direction. It doesn't make sense. So once you learn how to become a good a good loser, is when you'll start to get better at trading. I've mentioned this before. Not a lot of people will listen. I know not a lot of people will listen today. One trade a day for 6 months really forces you to be disciplined, and it forces you to not FOMO, and it forces you to wait for good setups and good trades. And a lot of people will be like, oh, but, like, sometimes I'll take one trade and I'll lose, and then my second trade I'll make back my loss, and I'll be green on the day. That's great, but I'm sure a lot of people, if you're honest with yourself, will relate to this. You'll have, like, green day, green day, green day, green day, green week, green week, green week, and then you have one day where you lose everything you made over the last 2 weeks or 3 weeks, and then some. And that's the discipline part that you have to work on. And those traders are called boom and doom, where you're doing good, you're doing good, you're doing good, and then you blow your account. So being a good loser is pretty key and very important. Let's see. Anatole. So I'm not an audio person, but I am, like, an IT person. I'm pretty sure I can get it figured out. It's not, I haven't not set it up because I'm, like, afraid to or don't know what to do. Just literally, like, a time thing and not wanting to mess with things, really. So that's what it's about. But If I need help, I'll reach out to you, but I'm pretty sure I'll be able to figure it out. D. Robinson, that's dope. Yeah, crank through those books and then hit me up. Thank you again, Flexify. No worries, Rudy's. Yeah, Rob, dude, I'm blown away. I mean, even again, like, people will say stuff and you're like, are they being serious or are they just like trying to compliment the baby kind of thing? But the pediatrician was even like, whoa, she's really strong. And I'm like, yeah, I feel like it's crazy how strong she is. Like, she'll kick me and push me. And I'm like, how do you have so much strength? But again, I haven't had a baby for 25-ish years. So I don't know if it's like, abnormally strong or if it's just normal, but it seems like it's like she's pretty strong. That's awesome, Scott Dog. I mean, that's what you got to do. You have to trust your levels. Okay. So, Rob, for today only, I will be taking requests from everybody. After today going forward, it's only going to be for people that are friends of the stream. So if you're not a friend of the stream, you're not going to be able to request. And it's not like I want you to be, to pay 99 cents or whatever and be a friend of the stream. The 99 cents, the dollar, whatever, it's not going to change my life. I just think that the requests are becoming like, what's the word? It's becoming too much to where I'll be live for like 2 to 3 hours trying to cover everybody's requests. But also, it's a way to basically say thank you to the people that are becoming friends of the stream. Richard Bailey, they're going to be linked in the description. I don't know why I can't speak right now. The books are going to be linked in the description of the video, but I can tell you them. It's going to be Volume Price Analysis by Anna Cooling. Volume Profile by Trader Dale, and the last one is called Trading in the Zone by Mark Douglas. And then if you're a very, very new trader, then I would highly recommend reading what's it called? Getting Started in Technical Analysis by Jack D. Schwager. But yeah, if you read the first 3 books that I mentioned and DM me, I'll do a free one-on-one with you and I'll put you on a lot of game. Okay? You have the list, Rob? Thank you, Flexify. Okay, 3M we'll start with. Or actually, really quickly, let me just pull up SPY for Monday. For SPY, I get rid of that visible range volume profile. It just gets in my way. If you follow my channel, you should know what we're looking at for tomorrow. But there's a lot going on. We've been trading in the same range for 3 days now. So right now, value is being accepted, and the range is getting tighter and tighter. So if you look at our volume profile, I guess this day's range was smaller than the second day, but our third day is inside of both, right? Well, just about. And then for people that don't understand SIGs, I'm not going to cover them completely, but you need two days or more consecutively, like trading in the same kind of range. And when you have that, you just grab the first day to the last day. And you do this on regular trading hours for SPY. And basically other indices. Or actually, you're going to do this for everything. Futures, everything. You would do it on regular trading hours. Once you do that, you have your... so this is fixed range volume profile, FRVP. You start with your value area volume at 68, and that would give you your first SIG to the top and the bottom. And then from here, you change it to 95, and that's going to give you your second SIG levels, top and bottom. And then you change it to 99, and that will give you your third SIG levels, top and bottom. Okay. Once you have these, you really expect there's a smaller chance of a reaction at the first SIGs. You have a much larger chance of a reaction at second SIGs, so either a reversal from down to up or from up to down. And third SIG is very difficult to break. Right now on SPY, kind of have to zoom in a lot. We have a poor high at the top, and we also have a poor low down here at the bottom. And JC Montana, to really be effective with TradingView, you need a membership. Like if you're going to use TPOs, which I think are extremely important, you have to have the highest level on the membership. Like mine is, what does it show? I don't know. Premium. And you have to have the premium to use TPO. There's always, so for me, like every year, Black Friday, I just buy the whole annual membership for the premium. And it's like massively discounted. I think it's 50% off. So if that's something you want, I would just get, like the membership. Because I know you need the membership as well for like session volume profile and stuff like that. But I think you can do it with the cheapest one. And then when Black Friday rolls around, so like I would just pay month to month until Black Friday, and then I would just buy, the full membership. Or another thing with TradingView, like if you buy a membership and then you cancel, they'll keep sending you like emails with better and better and better offers. And if it gets down as low as like 50% off, I would just pay for premium for the full year personally. But, you have to decide what's important for you. But, with trading, you just have to look at all of these things as an investment, I feel like I pay a ton of money for software. Like I pay for my, my TradingView every month. I pay $70 for, Quantower. And then, I also have my, what's it called? The, my journal software that I use. Whoops. I don't mind my email being out there, but yeah, TradeZilla, I think it was like $300 for the year. So, it gets pretty pricey, but it's all stuff that you, investments that are important. And then you also need live data. So like if you go like my account and billing, there's, depending on what you trade, annual premium is what I pay for. And then, I have the NASDAQ, it's just $3 a month. And then for, NYSE, the ARCA, $3 a month as well. And then down here, NYSE for $3. And then this is for futures. I have CME, CBOT, COMEX, all this, whatever. That's $7 a month. So you have to have live data in TradingView as well, not just the subscription. Okay. Hey, what's up, Juan? How you doing, brother? My dude Juan is just killing it with the levels. I don't want to like share his successes or whatever, but he's been in my DMs with the wins and they're nutty. So super cool. And then for anybody that's joining, there's a pinned message at the top. My friend's father-in-law passed away unexpectedly, and so they're raising money for funeral expenses. So if anybody can donate anything, $1, $10, $5, whatever, we have a pretty big following, so it would add up very quickly and help them out a lot, and I would really appreciate it. Not required, and I'll say it again really quickly. If you're not able to financially, then please do not donate. But if you are able to financially, I would appreciate it. If you're not able to, just say a prayer for them, okay? All right, let's start hopping into the requests. First, we're going to look at 3M. Or wait, I'm sorry. I didn't really cover SPY. I just kind of opened it up and was like, oh, you guys should know these levels. So with these poor highs and poor lows, basically a poor high is where you have like two 30-minute candles that come to basically the same level, which is just saying that that needs to be cleaned up and price needs to break through it. And if it does, I would expect a reaction at the third sig, right? I am much more likely to think that we're going to be going lower on Monday. If you're able to, like if we do something like this, 3 5-minute candles below our June POC, previous week POC, and previous day VPOC, retest here after 5 3-minute candles, I would look for puts, and I would probably be closing here. So actually, I think I would probably target our second sig, but watch for a reaction here. But this poor low needs to be cleaned up, so I think this would be the ideal trade if we're able to get it. Retest of the June POC, take it short, take puts. Hope that we break through the poor low. There's a chance that we get a reaction here. There's a chance that we reverse and go up. There's a chance that we get a reaction here and reverse and go up. You just need to watch what price is doing, you know, as these levels get approached. You want to watch volume, and you know, hopefully it's just like a quick slice and we come down to here, and this is where you want to close. Okay. This being the level you want to close, this is the level where you're probably looking for calls. And really, it's probably like the third sig level. So we do have a little range here of single prints, but the third sig, I would really expect to bounce there if we happen to make it that low. If we don't get a bounce at second sig or first sig, third sig is going to be pretty good probability of a bounce. Okay. Upside, I don't see too much, but again, if it does happen, if we do clean up these poor highs up here at the top, I would expect a reaction at the third sig. Okay. All right, so let's hop into the requests. 3M. Whoa. What's 3? Hong Kong, China gas. Oops. Yeah, this is where you sell. So, I know Shorty covered this. I don't remember exactly when, but we were buying shares here. And this is where you sell. So I think, oops, what am I doing? I think price might go a little bit higher, but not by very much. I would be watching for puts here. I know this is a range, a pretty big range, but not doing it live, it's hard. Um, Let me see. Let me look at this really quick. I just realized this is earnings, right? That's what caused this. Yeah. I don't. There's literally no reason to look at this unless you're already in a position. This is where you sell. Um, I'm gonna finish looking at this, but in the future, if you ask me to look at anything that just had earnings or has earnings the next day, I'm not gonna look at it. I don't. I've explained this before. Technical analysis will never supersede um, news, and earnings is a news event. And so there's no amount of technical analysis that I can use to figure out where price is going to go after this happens. Um, so this is pretty pointless, but I would be looking for puts in this range if it wasn't a news thing. Um, and my first trim would be right about there. And then I would close here. That's as much as I'm going to look at this. It's just really pointless. You guys have to get out of the. Yeah, I'm not going to look at Starbucks. You guys have to get out of the habit of getting excited about things like this, where it's already made a massive run, or there's news or upcoming news. All you're doing is gambling, but you're gambling in a sense where, like, it takes a really long time, right? Like, you're like entering calls one day, waiting 12 hours or whatever for the market to open the next day. Just go to the casino, put your money on black, whatever, spin the wheel one time, either walk out with your bag or walk out broke. Take your pick. Or you can just sell me the money. Whichever one makes you happier, I'll take your money and I'll turn it into more money. But getting excited about things where we've had a massive move like this, there's absolutely no reason to look at this. There's no reason to try to trade this. This is not how you trade. This is gambling, and it's just a waste of time. So that's it for 3M. Starbucks. So yeah, we're not going to look at this. Right? They have earnings on the 30th. Yeah. No point. Disney. I know we just made money on Disney, right? I think. I'm not sure. They are getting slaughtered. Let's see if we're at any key levels. I know I looked at Disney. I look at it like every day. I didn't see like a great setup or anything. And I only like to trade things that I think are great setups. Yeah, they're getting murdered. Um, Based on Elliott Wave, short term we're going down, long term up. Let me pull this up on the screen for you guys so you can see it as well, not just me. Let's look at the clouds. Yeah, they really need to bounce here, is what it is. Yeah. What's this? 92? That's what I'll be watching. Yep. It's like too perfect. Disney. Is doing very ugly. When's their earnings? In like a week. From here, Disney's going to go. And I know like I'm very zoomed out, but if I move, then this level's going to move. If I make it more zoomed in, which I will in a second. So let me just draw in this POC here. This is where we're coming. Okay. So we're going to get a little bounce. If you have to trade Disney, I really wouldn't. But if you have to, like, you could take calls here. I hope from requests we find some killer setups, because a lot of times I just feel like it's a waste of time, because we're looking at stuff that doesn't have the best setups, and I'm giving levels. And you're way better off taking the trades that I give you guys. Actually, I don't know what just happened, but let's do this. So basically, Disney is going to come up. Actually, let me get levels before I do this. Where are we going? People aren't going to believe me, but that's okay. So Disney's going to do something like this. Okay. So we should get a little bounce here, and then we're going to see downside. I would stay away from it. I don't know what's going on with Disney that they're getting murdered so hard, but even just from their ex-dividend date, they've had such a massive sell-off. I mean, on any stocks that have dividends, coming up to dividends, you expect like buying, which I guess they got a little bit of, not very much. And then on your ex-dividend date, you expect like selling off. But this is excessive. There has to have been some kind of news for such a massive sell-off. But they're going lower. We're below like the all-time POC, which is, or I don't want to say all-time, but we're below, since April 22nd or whatever, we're below the POC for 2 years. If it was going higher, they really needed to bounce it there. The fact that we're below it is scary for them. Thank you, William. Aaron, I think I covered it. I don't know if you're asking after the fact, but yeah, I pay for CME and all that. I get the group one because it's cheaper. Where is it? This. I feel like there was a group one for, but whatever. I feel like there was a group one for New York Stock Exchange and all of that. Anyway, if you're looking for calls, you can get a little bounce for a couple of points, and then you're going to see more downside. I would stay away from this. It's, yeah. I think I know like Disney has their hands in a lot of things like movies and stuff like that, but as far as like their theme parks, I'll never understand the desire to go there. Maybe because I grew up in Southern California, and so like Disneyland was like 30 minutes from my house, so I could go there whenever I wanted to. And then when you grow up, 30 minutes from Disneyland, you always have friends that work there, so you can get in for free. Or even, like growing up, your parents have friends that work there or whatever. You can always get in for free. So I've been to Disneyland a bunch. And when I used to go to Disneyland in the 80s, like it was bearable. Like the lines weren't crazy. There was a lot of people, but it wasn't like it is today. And now and also it was more affordable. You go to Disneyland today with a family of 4, for one day, you're looking to spend like at least $1,000. And you're looking to spend $1,000 to have people bumping into you because it's too crowded. You're going to stand in line for 2 hours to get on one ride. You're going to stand in line to eat food. You're going to stand in line to sit down at a restaurant. Like, for me personally, I don't like crowds. I could never live in like a major city. I don't like traffic. I certainly don't want to spend $1,000 to stand in line for 2 hours. I'll never understand the draw or the desire. And for me, just as a company, this doesn't make sense. Like they need to limit the amount of people that can go to the park in one day, because I think they do, but it's not enough. Like it's still just way too crowded. Anyway, that's me. Disney, I would avoid it. Timothy Owen, Spy plus ServiceNow. I don't know what ServiceNow is. I need the ticker symbol. So Timothy, we covered Spy. You should be good on that. ServiceNow. If it just had earnings, there's no point in looking at it, but I would need the ticker symbol. Ford. Oh, now? Okay, well, let's do that really quick, and then we'll do Ford. Or let's look at it. If it just had earnings, I'm not. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not. Ask me on this when we haven't just had earnings. There's no way for me to find levels on a rocket like this. So, Ford just had earnings. All right, guys. I can't. PBR. Is that Pabst Blue Ribbon? No, Pabst Blue Ribbon. Oh man, you guys and your earnings stuff. I don't. This has to be some. What's it called? Some kind of a. Why can't I think? Yeah, at least it's the 8th of August. For this to me screams influencer, right? Like who is looking at like a Brazilian gas company? I don't even like to look at stocks that are under $20. I will do it, but really just isn't stuff that I'm interested in trading, but I'll look at it. Whoa. Like, does this even have demand, open interest? Wow, it does. It's probably due to some influencer. The spreads are disgusting. All right, everybody. I mean, I'm going to cover this. I wouldn't trade it. These spreads are absolutely disgusting. This is exactly what you don't want to trade. But we'll look at it. I don't get it. Maybe people are in shares. 1443. So 1443 needs to be broken for upside. Yeah, it's bad. And I always kind of assume that people are interested in calls or shares when they make a request. And so I'm always generally kind of looking for the upside, but it looks like they're going to sell off. 1382. Mm-hmm. So can anybody tell me what influencer is talking about this one, please? And they're probably bullish, but as long as we're below basically 1550, this is bearish. Oh. What just happened? Yeah, as long as we're under 1515, it's going to be bearish. And there isn't a whole lot of room to the upside. If we do break 1515, like, I'd be looking to close here. But we're probably coming down to 1380-ish. So I'd be closing 1395, give or take, whatever, just to get out before the bottom. But if we break below here, then we're coming to here. And if this gets cracked, I don't know, somewhere right about there. Obviously, you've got to be aware of this here as a possible bounce zone, but once that gets lost, like, you're coming down in here somewhere. So anyway, basically below here, 1515, I'm bearish. I wouldn't trade this with somebody else's money. The open interest is okay, but the spreads are horrible. So you're going to get horrible fills, and then when you go to close, you're going to have trouble selling it unless you undervalue your contracts. There's just literally no reason to trade this. I don't know. Other than the fact that the contracts are cheap, but they're not cheap in a good way. When you have cheap contracts, you want spreads to be like 1 or 2 cents, not this. This is... let me look at the spreads again. I don't remember exactly what they were, but yeah, this is 8 cents. I'm horrible at math. Another 8 cents. $0.06. This here in the money is not terrible. This is disgusting. 18 cents spreads. Yeah, don't trade. Or look at these. What the hell? Oh, wait. No, I'm sorry. I'm looking at the wrong thing. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong thing. No, I'm not. The bid is 11 cents and the ask is 4.10. You're never going to be able to sell these. Just don't trade this crap. Whatever it is. I want to know what influencer is talking about this. Are you asking, who requested this? PBR. Where is Carlos? Okay. I mean, shares is different, but if you're looking at options, like, you don't trade this because the spreads are so horrible. NVIDIA. The non-Carlos, I hope you donated to my friend because this is what, your 3rd request in a row. Well, here's our last trade on NVIDIA, and it worked very well. Probably got tapped. So, Aaron, you bought it based on what recommendation? Like, who was talking about it? That's what I want to know. NVIDIA. Nobody wants to out the influencer that's talking about that stock. Oh, okay. It's got to be something else because it's random that you and somebody else is asking about some random $15 stock. So we need to clear 15.14 on NVIDIA. Let me mark that level really quick. 15.14. Yeah, makes sense. And then from there, 21. Yeah, not me. So NVIDIA's in kind of a funky place. You could do and this is the only reason I haven't shared NVIDIA, because this is risky. And I want price to come up to about here before I'm interested in calls. But I don't like to enter, on a $2 momentum move. So that's why I haven't shared this. So at least this one's decent. Over 114, I mean, you can leave the O2 or not. You have like your risky call level. What's the low on this? It's actually a little bit higher. So 05 would be your minimum for a risky entry. If you want to be a little bit safer on your risky entry, I would look for 114 and 10 cents before I would get in calls. Because there's a potential of a rejection at this 114.05 level. If you take this here, then your first trim will be 115.50. This is the safer call entry. And from here, first trim 117.35, second trim 118.75, and close at 119.82. Pretty amazing that they bounced it here. This was getting into like scary territory. I don't know how they managed to bounce it there. There's not really, maybe on lower time frames there's some support, but okay, this makes more sense. But yeah, if they lost this and were not able to reclaim it, you would be looking for this gap to be filled. So they bounced it at a pretty important level. Okay. What's next? AVGO. I looked at it, didn't see anything, but we'll go over it. Yeah, so here's why I haven't covered it. It's going lower. But it's in the middle of a move, which is a problem. So oh. Yeah. I mean, I already know we're going to have a bear flag is what we have on AVGO. And if they don't defend it, then we're going lower, right? So or a bear pennant, whatever. It's kind of an ugly one with that lower candle. That's that. Yeah. 140. Mm-hmm. Looks pretty ugly. This would be my target if this breaks. And if it's going to break, it should happen tomorrow. Basically lose this here. We should be coming to 140 if they're not able to bounce it right here again. Yeah. So if we look at our fibs for the bear flag, yo, where are you? This should get tapped, but for me, I would close a little bit earlier. But that's what you're watching for in NVIDIA. Basically, depending on how you want to trade it, ideally, you would want to be in puts somewhere up here. But if not, when this level breaks, 148.48, you could take puts. First trim 145.49 and close at 140.54. Okay. Dollar Tree. I don't really like Juan, so I don't want to look at Dollar Tree. And I'm sure Juan knows I'm playing. I looked at Dollar Tree because I always do. It's going to sell off. There's something about it I didn't like, which I just found. It's these clouds. We're right inside. This has got to be what, quarterly or monthly? The monthly bottom. We're also inside the weekly bottom. And our daily bottom is a little bit lower. But it looks like it's going to be a sell-off. It's just probably going to be choppy. Yeah. So you can already tell we're inside the clouds with how choppy this is. I really would not recommend this, but you can take puts below 103.43. Trim here. Close here. But I really wouldn't recommend it. But we're going lower on Dollar Tree. I haven't done IWM because I didn't see a setup for it. But if somebody requests it, I'll go over it. ASTS. Pedro, what software are you asking about? Are you asking about this and this? If so, they're basically very private indicators. If you happen to be a member of Shorty's Discord, you can get something similar, which is these straight clouds, but you won't get access to this here, which are Elliott waves. I mean, you can draw Elliott waves on your own. They're going to be available in TradingView. Here, Elliott waves. But the issue is then you're doing it, whereas for here, I have software doing it for me. Because with drawing Elliott waves, a lot of people will choose the wrong points. So it gets hard. But, excuse me. Shorty has in the past sold this, the full send. And he has sold the clouds for Thinkorswim. But if you happen to join his Discord, he gives the clouds for TradingView. But it's not like you can join for 1 month and then you have them forever. This he gives or removes access. It's a private indicator. So as long as you're a member, you would have access to it. ASTS. I have no idea what ASTS is, and I'm going to guess that it's like under $20, right? Yep. I probably want to know if this is for shares or options. Open interest 0. Okay, there's a little bit of open interest. Spreads are pretty bad. They're horrible. I'll cover it. It's not something anybody should be trading for. Okay, what's that? They just had some news event. Oh, you guys. Like, you have to look at it before all of this happens. Yeah. You're late to the party. This. It's even telling you why the stock keeps going up. Because they're doing something with SpaceX, right? There's nothing for me to look at here. So, and when I say that, it's not, I'm not trying to be condescending or negative. We're at all-time highs. So I don't have any levels. With the news that they're getting with SpaceX, you would assume price is going up. So if you were trying to trade this, all you can do is YOLO calls. As far as downside, like, this is doable. But with the news that they have, I don't think downside's going to happen. me personally, I don't trade price discovery. So when we're exploring uncharted territory on price, I don't have levels. I don't have levels until those prices have been explored. And so for me as a trader, I'm not interested in anything that's going on up here. I don't have any levels. But if price comes down to here, I know this is a good entry to get into calls or to buy shares. And then I know I need to close somewhere around here because I have a level. But right now, it's all news based and I don't have levels. I can't give you levels without levels. So there's nothing for me to look at. So this is a gamble. Again, just go to the casino, put your money on black, spin the wheel, either leave with a bag or leave with nothing. You YOLO calls. That's all you can do. I can't give you any levels. No. You don't need to be sorry. I'm literally just trying to explain to you guys, like, there's no reason to request things that have made a massive move because of news or when there's earnings coming, because my technical analysis does not trump news or what's it called, or earnings events. Like, so there's nothing to look at. There's no technical analysis for me to look at. All right, Chewy. I think Rob can help you with how to become a friend, William. I don't know. I don't know. Chewy always makes me sad. It's kind of weird. I'll probably need to explain this, but I have an acquaintance that used to base his entire analysis of trading on Chewy, and he was considered an analysis in another what's it called? Whatever. Like, they had him as a person, like to follow on their trades in another channel. It was obvious he wasn't a good trader. Young guy, needed to grow up. And I'm not saying that in a bad way. He's a really nice person. But I could tell by the way that he talked, like he had a newer marriage and young children. And I could tell that he was struggling in his marriage with his wife, like misunderstandings or whatever. And he just kind of fell off. And I haven't heard from him, and I'm sure like things have got to a bad place for him. And so every time I look at Chewy, I just think of him and feel for him. I hope for his sake that him and his wife are still together, with their young children and whatever, but who knows? I would be surprised if they are, but I hope they are. We should be going up. The issue is we're inside clouds. It's going to be choppy. It looks like 26 is doable. 28 even, maybe. $28 will be hard. 26 is doable. Let's look at it. William, can we do good tickers? Yes, please. Can we do good tickers? I am not loving Chewy, but it looks like this would be your call entry. Jeez. This is another reason I hate small stocks like this, like 30-cent move. Woohoo, yay. There's just not very much room. 56, 57. This is what I'd be looking for. You can take calls over 25.58. First trim 26.89. Close at 27.55. IWM. So after this, IWM, AXP, and I think that's it. That's going to be it. I'm not going to take any more requests. It's getting pretty late. I need to get lunch. Yeah, man. We killed this, right? Yeah. Yeah, American Express. We killed IWM. Absolutely slaughtered the levels. I look at IWM every single day. I didn't see anything that screams setup. So, yeah, we still need to go a little bit higher and then watch what happens there. Yeah. Uh, 24.77. So basically, if we break over 2477, you need to be aware of this. It's going to get choppy, but there's a chance that we go to 39. I don't really want to give levels because it's going to need to... it needs a pullback to find an entry for calls. And even breaking this 2477, like, it needs to break above, pull back, and then go. And so, like, I wouldn't be surprised to see something like this. And then obviously there's going to be, levels between here and there, but we need a healthy pullback to get into calls. So there's a nice gap that needs to be filled here. But we really need a pullback. Hopefully this is good enough for whoever's asking for IWM. So yeah, whoever's asking for IWM, hopefully this is good enough. Break over 224.77. We should be going higher, but we need a healthy pullback for an entry to go long or to take calls. And that hasn't happened for a while. So. Or sorry, it happened 3 days ago or whatever, but we need another pullback to get in. If we even pull back to 222, I would get in calls. If we break above this and pull back to 24.77, I would get in calls. Okay. Okay, so the last one is going to be AXP. I'm not a very big fan of anything bank or credit card related right now, because debt is like at an all-time high. People are defaulting on loans and credit cards and car payments and all that stuff. Inflation is insane. Not according to our government, though, but every time you go to the gas station or the grocery store, I'm sure you're feeling it. I would avoid American Express because we are in space right now. Again, I look at this stuff every day. I look at American Express every day. This is the entry here, and this is where you close at 47. So, yeah, we have like $1 or a point and a half to the upside, but there's just really not much. It's not a place to hop in. What? There we go. I feel like all I can really say on this is If you're already in a position, this is where you would close it. Unfortunately, like, again, we're really like in the middle. If you are looking for calls or shares or whatever, you want it to buy either on this candle here or this candle here. And you would want to close at 47. So should have been buying 38-ish, 38.50. Even here, 39.77, 240, and close at 247. Right now, there isn't a setup other than we're going to tap 47, and then we have to see how things react from there. Like, they could go higher, but you're starting to get into like uncharted territory. But I would be looking for a reversal probably at 47. I'm sorry that I can't, like, I would love to give more levels on this, and I'm not trying to be lazy. It's just we're really right in the middle. You can see it on my clouds. Like, this is where you're looking to buy. And I don't even need the clouds. Like I said, I didn't recognize this when I pinpointed it, but either this candle or this candle is where you're buying. And here on the clouds, you can see it. That's that one candle, and then this is that other candle. And you're wanting to close here at whatever, 247 when we hit the weekly top. I think it is. Yeah, weekly top. It can go higher in here, but generally we're going to chop around. So this is where you want to get out. And there's just really not a setup here. And again, this is why I only trade a few, or I only share a few trades, and it's because I have very like strict criteria to be able to share a trade with you guys. Okay. All right, cool. Flex. Yeah. I don't know. It just kind of always bums me out when I can't really give levels on a request. Just, you know, I would rather give you guys levels, but if it's not there, I just can't, you know, can't be making stuff up. I think that's going to do it. Hopefully I was able to answer some questions. It feels like some people learned some stuff about, you know, trim levels and moving stop losses and all of that stuff. Really important to have a plan when you trade, and really important to follow your plan. I don't feel like we found very many good trades through the requests. Every once in a while, you know, like we'll get a banger from a request, but I don't feel like we got that today, which is kind of unfortunate. Again, to anybody that was able to donate to my friend's father-in-law's funeral, I appreciate you guys. If you're not able to donate and you say a prayer for them, I appreciate that as well. Like, really sincerely do, honestly. Rob, as always, thank you for your help, brother. You make it way easier for me. Oh, and then American Express had earnings. I know. I think Rob told me, and I spaced out on it. On the 19th. On my daughter's birthday, and it was a winner. Anyway, that is going to do it for this one. Hopefully you guys crush it on Monday and make some money. It looks like I have... Hang on one second. Oh, an announcement. Okay. I'll just tell you guys now. I'll post it, but Shorty is going to be doing a market update 9 p.m. Eastern on Sunday. So we'll be live for that Sunday night. Yeah, much love, everybody. Much respect. I hope you guys crush it on Monday or all week. I hope you crush it every day. Hopefully the analysis helps. Hopefully we get some bangers. I hope SPY dumps through that level. Our poor low. Hopefully we get this retest of the POC and dump through our poor low and go to the third sig, or second sig, whatever. That would be absolutely ideal. But yeah, so that's going to do it for this one. We'll catch you guys Sunday night for a market update. For people that like to trade SPY and QQQ, it's actually kind of better to trade off of ES's levels. ES is SPY and NQ is the Qs. But you can do whatever works best for you. Anyway, much love, much respect. Peace out. Appreciate you all. And you guys have a good rest of your weekend, okay? Bye.